Now, since the reopening of schools last month, schools had no option but to prepare their learners in protecting themselves against COVID-19. Special needs schools, however, had to go an extra mile in developing strategies for learners with intellectual challenges. But how far are they in adapting to these COVID-19 protocols? Nanok Lauren reports.
This is a drill.
It is nearly 1 month since schools reopened for their second term. The reopening exercise did not spare schools with learners with learning disabilities and intellectual challenges. This move meant that this particular group of learning institutions were required to formulate an efficient strategy in which the learners will adapt to strategies to keep them safe from COVID-19. Among these schools is Treeside Special School in Nairobi's Kasarani Estate. The school has a total of 130 learners with special needs, including autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, among others. In a bid to have its learners adapt to COVID-19 protocols, including wearing of masks and washing hands, a short phrase including the words 1, 2, 3 were formulated, which learners are slowly but surely adapting to.
We introduced words. When we say 1, they all move towards the water point and wash their hands. When you say 2, they say faa mask yako vizuri na wanaangaliana. And if anybody is not wearing the mask well, anaonyeshwa. If the mask is down there, anaonyeshwa, inarudishwa. We moved to the third of social distancing. Especially when we are in parade, we just tell them 3. They say social distance. So you move one hand up in front, they are able to keep.
Social distancing still remains to be an inevitable challenge in the majority of schools in the country. However, for this school, they have achieved the 1.5 meter rule in their classrooms. This notwithstanding, special needs tutors cannot go a day without keenly interacting with their learners, who solely depend on undivided attention from their teachers while learning.
We are not saying that we are not practicing social distancing, but there are moments that it becomes difficult, especially when you are instructing and you are showing a child what he or she has to say, to do. You have to show the child. Now, mugusishe saa zingine. If they come to school and find a teacher is now segregating them, they become more hurt. So what do? We are trying to instruct at a distance, but there are moments we are near the child, so for the child to follow instructions, and that makes the child feel loved and continue learning.
After the learning sessions, the timetable indicates it is time for lunch. In this dining hall, there is hardly any social distancing. The size of the room cannot accommodate the number of learners in this school. They not only have no option but to compromise with the situation, but their condition also requires them to be under supervision.
The idea of social distancing is pathetic in many of our schools. Not many of our schools, it is Treeside Special School included. So we have very nice sceneries outside where we can place the learners and sit under trees. But some of them, those with the cerebral palsy, they cannot be able to keep that food on the ground and continue scooping it. So they are scooping the food when it is on the table.
In Sikri Technical and Vocational College for the Blind and Deaf in Homa Bay County, automatic sanitizing points have been positioned in a number of spots in the school to aid the learners and especially the blind to have access to the sanitizers. The school has also employed more staff members who assist in supervision.
We have automatic sanitizers everywhere, close to 40 of them, in every entrance, in classrooms, at the gate, at the boarding area, the offices. But we are still having challenges that to manage special students, they need really close supervision. So we do employ extra staff that are not employed by many other institutions.
In a world where learners with special needs solely rely on a helping hand while in school, coping with COVID-19 protocols seemed like a hard nut to crack in the beginning. But 1 month later, special needs learners, their caregivers and their tutors seem to be adapting to the safety measures. Nanok Lauren, TV 47.